Hello and welcome to Griffin RISA. We are glad that you chose us for your endorsement program. Teachers face an ever-changing population of students that represent a wide range of socioeconomic, academic, and linguistic diversity. This challenges teachers to consistently work to improve their teaching practice. National and state standards articulate how effective teaching is demonstrated in practice and are based on current research acknowledging how students learn. The Standards Continuum Guide for Reflective Practice is divided into 10 sections, reflecting the InTASC Model Core Teaching Standards. Within each standard, you will find reflective prompts and a continuum. Both provide opportunities for educators to engage in rich discourse and assess their teaching from developing to innovating practice. The development of this document is based on the strong belief that the most powerful professional growth happens through rich, ongoing, and collegial discussions that are honest, authentic, and mostly important, student-centered. This document is designed to spark reflection and promote discourse about teaching and learning. To this end, the document will prompt educators at all levels to strive for greater depths of understanding about the actions and decisions that comprise their teaching and strive to do so in context of rich learning communities. In this process, you will be encouraged to grow as you explore the following questions. Where does my practice stand today? Where do I want to see it tomorrow? We will strongly emphasize deriving evidence-based answers to these very vital reflective questions. You will see that this reflected teaching practice guide is broken down into indicators and 3 interrelated components: essential knowledge, critical dispositions, and performances. You will find reflective prompts that will provide opportunities for you to reflect on your practice in these 3 areas and explore how it looks and sounds in your own personal teaching practice. The continuum further divides these indicators into 4 distinct levels, or degrees of sophistication, with criteria descriptions advancing in sophistication from left to right. The descriptors for each indicator are cumulative. It is assumed that to reach the innovating level, you have demonstrated mastery of the criteria to the left. We suggest that you begin by selecting a standard area on which to focus and engage in a thorough self-assessment by identifying where you believe your practice falls within any of the given indicators. Reflective prompts will enable you to accurately assess yourself by asking reflective questions such as, how do I, why do I, and what do I? These reflective prompts serve to support both you in your self-investigation of practice, as well as others involved in supporting your growth. At this time, please pause the video and open the document Standards Continuum Guide. Please review all 10 InTASC standards, and then unpause the recording. Now that you have some familiarity with the InTASC standards, let's take a closer look at each of the major domains. The learner and learning. Teaching begins with the learner. To ensure that each student learns new knowledge and skills, teachers must understand that learning and developmental patterns vary among individuals, that learners bring unique individual differences to the learning process, and that learners need supportive and safe learning environments to thrive. Effective teachers have high expectations when each and every learner and implement developmentally appropriate, challenging learning experiences within a variety of learning environments that help all learners meet high standards and reach their full potential. Teachers do this by combining a base of professional knowledge, including an understanding of how cognitive, linguistic, social, emotional, and physical development occurs, with the recognition that learners are individuals who bring differing personal and family backgrounds, skills, abilities, perspectives, talents, and interests. Teachers collaborate with learners, colleagues, school leaders, families, members of the learners' communities, and community organizations to better understand their students and maximize their learning. Teachers promote learners' acceptance of responsibility for their own learning and collaborate with them to ensure the effective design and implementation of both self-directed and collaborative learning. The next area is focused on content. Teachers must have a deep and flexible understanding of their content areas and be able to draw upon content knowledge as they work with learners to access information, apply knowledge in real-world settings, and address meaningful issues to assure learner mastery of the content. Today's teachers make content knowledge accessible to learners by using multiple means of communication, including digital media and information technology. They integrate cross-disciplinary skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, and communication to help learners use content to propose solutions, forge new understandings, solve problems, and imagine possibilities. Finally, teachers make content knowledge relevant to learners by connecting it to local, state, national, and global issues. A third domain is instructional practice. Effective instructional practice requires that teachers understand and integrate assessment, planning, and instructional strategies in coordinated and engaging ways. Beginning with their end or goal, teachers first identify student learning objectives and content standards and align assessments to those objectives. Teachers understand how to design, implement, and interpret results from a range of formative and summative assessments. This knowledge is integrated into instructional practice so that teachers have access to information that can be used to provide immediate feedback to reinforce student learning and to modify instruction. Planning focuses on using a variety of appropriate and targeted instructional strategies to address diverse ways of learning, to incorporate new technologies to maximize and individualize learning, and to allow learners to take charge of their own learning and do it in creative ways. A final overarching domain is professional responsibility. Creating and supporting safe, productive learning environments that result in learners achieving at the highest levels are a teacher's primary responsibility. To do this well, teachers must engage in meaningful and intensive professional learning and self-renewal by regularly examining practice through ongoing study, self-reflection, and collaboration. A cycle of continuous self-improvement is enhanced by leadership, collegial support, and collaboration. Active engagement in professional learning and collaboration results in the discovery and implementation of better practice for the purpose of improved teaching and learning. Teachers also contribute to improving instructional practices that meet learners' needs and accomplish their school's mission and goals. Teachers benefit from and participate in collaboration with learners, families, colleagues, other school professionals, and community members. Teachers demonstrate leadership by modeling ethical behavior, contributing to positive change in practice, and advancing their profession. Now, let's find out how you would rate yourself on each of the 10 standards under these big domains. Take a moment to go into our D2L portal and take the pre-assessment and identify where you currently would score yourself in each of the standards of the InTASC progressions. See, that wasn't too hard, was it? The InTASC model core teaching standards can be thought of like a beautiful tree. The seeds of the tree are called essential knowledge. Teachers at all developmental stages require a base of essential knowledge that informs practice and prompts extended learning. Teachers acquire knowledge that is essential to their practice from in-services, workshops, coursework, pre-service experiences, and reading educational literature. Yet, knowledge alone cannot paint an accurate picture of what is required to grow effective educators in classrooms. When teachers can articulate this essential knowledge, seeds are planted. If unfertilized, seeds cannot grow. The roots of the tree are the critical dispositions. It is through meaningful professional interactions and classroom experience that seeds of knowledge are fertilized and take root in the hearts and minds of growing educators. When teachers can articulate their values, beliefs, and commitments to students, they establish roots that ground them in service to the teaching profession. When teachers embody these values in their everyday actions, these roots are strengthened and nurtured, leading to greater sustainability and resiliency. Finally, performances. These are the leaves of our tree. Highly effective classroom performance is dependent upon a strong foundational knowledge of content and pedagogy. When paired with regular, reflective, and analytical practice, teacher performance evolves and becomes highly sophisticated. Reflective prompts in all three components, the essential knowledge, critical dispositions, and performances, offer teachers valuable opportunities to enrich their growth, flourish professionally, and bear fruit. Reflective thinking becomes evident, observable, and measurable in their teaching practice. Remember, you should not be perfect in all areas, and this is an opportunity for you to be honest with yourself in self-reflection and to monitor yourself over the endorsement program to see how much you can improve. Go ahead, take the assessment and come back to the video. Your endorsement instructor has planned tasks, activities, and experiences that meet each of the 10 InTASC standards. You will come across these tasks throughout the endorsement and have the opportunity to master each of the InTASC standards. However, we also want to make this very personal and a unique experience for your professional growth. Now you will use the Standards Continuum Guide to create a plan to help you grow. Think about the pre-assessment that you just took. Where did you score low? Or where would you like to grow professionally? Think about that standard and identify the standard within the Standards Continuum Guide. I will pause now for you to find that particular standard. Now that you have had a time to review this unique standard, you will choose one performance prompt, one essential knowledge prompt, and finally one critical disposition prompt. And using the given sheet, you will rate yourself either developing, applying, integrating, or innovating. Again, please place your standard choice as well as the performance, essential knowledge, and critical disposition reflective prompt on the catcher sheet you have been provided. You can do this now. At this time, you should have chosen a performance, essential knowledge, and critical disposition reflective prompt and recorded it on your thought catcher. Now, you will also see a box that says Next Steps. Take a moment and reflect on the standard that you chose and the reflection prompts that you chose to self-assess your current understanding or practice with this critical disposition, essential knowledge, and performance. Think about what you can do next to strengthen yourself so that you can rate yourself higher at the end of the endorsement program. Think about, what will I look for in this endorsement program to help me grow stronger? What resources can I use? Go ahead, think about that, and record your next steps on the thought catcher now. Just as a quick side note, if you have already rated yourself as innovating, you will probably want to choose another standard to review. You would like to see growth in an area, not choose one that you are already quite proficient in. Again, if you have chose innovating as your initial performance, please go back and select a different standard that you can truly work on during the endorsement program to show growth over time. At the conclusion of this endorsement program, you will be asked to go back to this thought catcher to look how you rated yourself in the performance, essential knowledge, and critical dispositions, and to think about the progress you have made through the endorsement work, personal experience, and on-the-job training. You will do a post-assessment to reevaluate yourself to see how much you have grown. I know that you will do an incredible job and really use this tool to promote your self-growth. Many endorsement candidates have asked me, can I do more than one? I would say absolutely. This is for your professional growth and to support you into becoming the strongest teacher that you can be. Are you required to have every single standard identified? Absolutely not. We can't grow in every standard in a short endorsement program. Therefore, only choose 1 up to 3 standards to truly focus on during this endorsement program. As a support, I would encourage you to make a list or summary, a reflection, if you will, of the different assignments that you encounter during the endorsement, as you could reference those in your thought catcher to explain why you have grown in that area. Once you have completed this task, your instructor has placed an assignment in your D2L portal for you to upload your work. We look forward to reviewing your work as an instructor team and supporting you in your journey to increase your performance on the InTASC standards. We hope you enjoy your endorsement experience, and we look forward to seeing you on campus.